On my wedding day, I found out my husband was my father. My name is Amara. I was born in Nigeria but raised in the UK. Growing up, my childhood was simple but sometimes painful. My mother, Grace, brought me to London when I was only 3 years old. She told me my father died before I was born. We didn't talk much about him. Anytime I asked, she would change the subject or say, some things are better left in the past. So I grew up with a missing piece in my life. Still, I was determined to succeed. I studied hard, went to university, and later started working as a nurse. That was when I met Daniel. Daniel was charming, soft-spoken, and carried himself with a quiet confidence. He was a businessman, older than me by about 15 years, but he didn't look it. He was tall, well-dressed, and spoke with the kind of authority that made people listen. At first, I didn't even notice him. But one evening at a friend's party in London, he approached me. "You look familiar," he said with a smile. I laughed. I doubt it. I don't know many people. From that night, we started talking. He asked about my life, my dreams, and my struggles. He listened carefully, never rushing me. For the first time, I felt truly seen. Before long, our friendship turned into something deeper. He took me out for dinner, surprised me with small gifts, and encouraged me to chase my goals. Within 2 years, I was convinced he was the one. My mother, however, was not. When I told her about Daniel, her face went pale. "What is his name again?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Daniel," I repeated. Her lips tightened. "Be careful, Amara. Sometimes, men hide things." I thought she was just being protective. After all, mothers never believe anyone is good enough for their daughter, so I ignored her unease. And when Daniel proposed, I said yes. Our wedding day was everything I ever dreamed of. A big church in London, family and friends gathered, flowers everywhere. My mother sat at the front, her hands clasped tightly, her face unreadable. As I stood at the altar beside Daniel, I felt happiness flood through me. This was the man I wanted to spend forever with. But just as the priest asked if anyone had a reason we should not be joined, a woman's voice echoed through the hall. I object. The room froze. Heads turned. My heart skipped. It was my mother. She stood, shaking, tears streaming down her face. "You cannot marry him, Amara," she said, her voice breaking. My legs felt weak. "Mom, what are you doing?" She pointed at Daniel. "Because he is your father." The church erupted in whispers. My world spun. I felt the floor vanish beneath me. I turned to Daniel, my husband-to-be, searching his face for denial, for shock, for anything that would tell me this was a lie. But Daniel closed his eyes and sighed. In that moment, I knew it was true. After the chaos, after guests left in confusion, after I sat shaking in the back room, my mother finally spoke. She told me the truth she had hidden for 25 years. Daniel was not a stranger. He was the man she had once loved in Nigeria, back when she was young. They were never officially married, but their relationship was strong. Then, something happened, something dark. Daniel's family, wealthy and powerful, refused to accept my mother. She was poor, from the wrong background. They pressured him, threatened him, and eventually forced him to leave. When she discovered she was pregnant with me, she tried to tell him. But by then, Daniel had moved abroad. His family made sure she never reached him. So she carried the secret, raising me alone. She never told me his name, fearing that one day, fate might bring us back together. But fate was cruel. I had fallen in love with my own father. When I confronted Daniel, he didn't deny it. Instead, he broke down. "I didn't know," he said, his voice raw. "Amara, I swear, I didn't know you were my daughter." He explained that he left Nigeria young, cut off from my mother, and later built his life in the UK. He admitted he had other relationships, but he never knew about me. "When I met you," he whispered, "I only saw a woman I loved. I never imagined." I wanted to scream. I wanted to hit him. But all I felt was numb. Was it true he didn't know? Or was this another lie to cover up the shame? After the wedding collapsed, my life fell into pieces. Friends avoided me, whispers followed me, and the shame burned deep. At home, I barely spoke to my mother. Part of me blamed her. Why didn't she tell me earlier? Why keep such a secret until it destroyed everything? But another part of me couldn't stop thinking about Daniel. He called, he texted, begging me to listen. He said he still loved me, not as a lover anymore, but as a father who wanted to make things right. Could I forgive him? Could I even forgive my mother? The nights were the hardest. I would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, asking myself, who is really to blame? Was it my mother, for hiding the truth? Was it Daniel, for abandoning her in the first place? Or was it fate, for playing this cruel trick on me? Months later, when the dust settled a little, another revelation came. My mother finally confessed that she did try to stop me earlier. The first time she met Daniel, years ago, she recognized him instantly, but fear kept her silent. She thought if she told me, I would hate her. She thought I would choose him over her, so she stayed quiet. By the time she gathered the courage, it was too late. The wedding day arrived, and she was forced to speak or live with the guilt forever. That was the final knife in my heart. This was not just a story of love gone wrong. It was a story of lies, silence, and secrets that destroyed everything. It has been 2 years since that day. I am still healing. I don't speak to Daniel much. He tries, but I can't look at him without remembering what almost happened. My mother and I are slowly rebuilding our relationship, though the cracks remain. I have learned that secrets, no matter how painful, should never be buried. They grow in the dark, and one day, they explode. Now, whenever someone asks me why I'm not married, I simply smile. They will never know the storm I went through. And maybe, that is for the best. Who should carry the blame, my mother for hiding the truth, my father for abandoning her, or fate for bringing us together in the worst way possible? Your support means a lot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'll be reading every one of them.